Hello, it's me. Again. Yeah. I have a special video to make, a little PSA for heroes. If you happen to know, the events calendar came out from last night, and there was a little mystery item in there that I kind of skipped over for the time being because I didn't really think about it. I was more preoccupied with like upcoming Fallen heroes and stuff. But nestled below like the new hero summoning event and stuff and the special hero summoning event, there was an event that started on May 5th. That guy right there. New Heroes Return. That's what it's called. Kind of, what's the word? Ambiguous. It's ambiguous. What is it? Do we even care? You might. The answer is you might. Possibly. The truth is we don't really know. Admittedly, there was only ever one New Heroes Return banner, and it didn't really have any notice for us. It was one of those weird gap periods between calendars. But it was basically this. It was basically a banner that featured 4 of the first 6 Ascended heroes. Which admittedly was strange. You see, they actually put Ishtar, and they also put, I think it was Joshua in, before actually listing Eden and Legyarn. So why did they choose 4 of the first 6? I don't know, but that's what it was. It was some of the first half dozen Ascended heroes alongside some other 5-star focus units dating back even a year prior to this banner coming out. So this was actually in November of 2022, as you can see down there. And everybody just kind of took it as, well, it's just a moneymaker in the month of November, which is typically what they do. There's a lot of banners from November through February that are basically just cash grab. And it's beneficial for the player too. There's a lot of really good rate-ups that happen during that span of time between basically Black Friday and then also the anniversary. So it was a good time to pick some things up. Volk being one of them, Fallen Ninian. A lot of good options. Yuri, still a good option. But nothing was ever really said of it afterwards. This was just kind of a one-off banner. We didn't really have any notice on it. They just kind of popped it on here. No real reason as to why it existed in the first place. But I do find it curious that the only New Heroes Return banner we've had featured Descendants, okay? And now we're getting another one 6 months after the fact. Minus a couple weeks. This was November 24th. This is going to be on May 3rd, so it's like 5 months and 2 weeks, roughly. So it is a little odd, I think. It is a little odd that it's happening at half-month intervals. That's kind of curious. In addition, it doesn't actually give us a qualifier to what the New Heroes Return is. It's just New Heroes Return. And as you can see with the actual banner, it was New Heroes Return : Ascendants. So, would it be another Ascendants banner? Maybe. Certainly more likely than a rearmed banner, because we only really have like 4 of those as it is, and one of them was very recent, so I don't think it would be popping them back on. But I think it stands to help correct with the Forging Bonds returns. I recently talked about how in Forging Bonds reruns, it's going to get very difficult to pick which banners you want. We're getting into a mix of spread where we have to choose from Brave heroes, we have to choose from rearmed heroes, and we have to choose from Ascended heroes. That's a lot. And occasionally you may have like a mid-book mythic or a start of book mythic thrown in there too for banner reruns for Forging Bonds as well. So only one of them is going to win. One of them is going to get voted off the island forever, and the other two may just hang out there in voting purgatory for like 2 years like Mira did. But maybe New Hero Returns is their answer to that, maybe? Because previously, all we've really had is the option for any banners to just kind of disappear once they had the rerun, and then also if they just didn't win enough votes to stay in the polling. This might be a solution for that. The only reason I bring that up is because there was, like I said, no qualifier, so it's just new heroes in some sort of returning fashion. There will likely be a theme. We don't know what that is, but if I had to guess, it would probably be another Ascendance banner. And what they actually put on it, we don't really have any answers. Example here, this is what the upcoming Ascendeds look like, okay, just in terms of appearance, minus the 4 that we've had from the previous banner back in November. Like I said, Eden came out before Ishtar, and Leg Yarn was actually the second Ascended hero and came out before Joshua. So if they were picking one of every color option, you would assume that they would put them in first. I also looked up to see which of those new heroes banners had a rerun with Forging Bonds from the voting, which ones fell off. There wasn't really a consensus on that either. Joshua's banner lost. He showed up on this. Eden's banner won. She did not. So who's to really say? Leg Yarn's won also, I think, but she didn't show up on here. It's tough to say. It's tough to say. Fjorm's won. She was here. Yeah. So while there's no real consensus on that, I think it is a good idea on behalf of IS and Nintendo to at least try and utilize this as a way to bring back other units that maybe don't get rate up as frequently. Because really, outside of this type of banner and Forging Bonds revivals, the only time you're genuinely going to see Ascended heroes focused is either on legendary and mythic banners or skills. Far and frequent in between. Example, we only have 2 skills banners this time around, whereas before we in the past had been getting 3. I even think one time we had 4. So I think they're starting to wind down on that and utilize something similar to this where it's much more targeted. And I like that approach, honestly. This could be a very good value banner depending on what they put on it. But presently, the only thing we have is that these banners showed up about a year before and onward to this November 2022 banner. I think Astrid was the earliest unit that they had in that particular one. So it's tough to say. It's tough to say. But there were some good things here. Yuri is obviously very meta. Volk has lethality, which a lot of units like. Not really sure why Astrid is there, to be honest. And again, there's not really a rhyme or reason as to why they prioritize Joshua and Ishtar over Eden and Leg Yarn. So we don't really know. But there is a possibility that that first column that you see there, mainly Tiki Eden, possibly a little bit of Hilda, and maybe Leg Yarn this time around. Tough to say. But wow, boy, is it telling that we have so many more colorless Ascended heroes. I didn't really realize at the time, but after I made the graphic, I was like, oh, there's a lot of colorless heroes that we have for Ascended. That's weird. It also begs the question, if they're going to keep doing it like this, then how do they compensate for the color disparity? I don't know. They may even throw rearmed heroes in, to be honest. But if you were wondering what that new Heroes Return banner was, it was listed on May 3rd. these are just some thoughts that I have for you and some historical reference within the game that we had prior. So, hope that helped, and I apologize for skipping over it yesterday. I didn't really mean to. There's a lot of other stuff going on, and I didn't really have time to put a full thought piece together. So that's what this is, and I hope you found it helpful. But that is what that is. So thanks for watching. I hope you found it helpful, and I will see you in the next one.